Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Swasti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Gnare Gita Krishna Gita Ram Ram Hare Gnare Gita Krishna Gita Ram Ram Hare Gnare Gita Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Gita Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Gita Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Gita Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Gita Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Say Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Govardhan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm done with it. I finished my 16 rounds. Not me. Not yet. But some devotees. They're happy. Why they're happy? I finished. Really. But we should be. Hari. We could never finish chanting the holy name of the Lord. You could never ever finish. If you think you have finished, you will be finished. Any more we chant, more we would like to chant. Hari Hari. But it is also said, Lord is more happy with your 17th round. Okay, you chanted 16 rounds, so you did your duty. But when you chant more than 16 rounds, then you are doing more than your duty. You're going out of your way and chanting Hari Hari. When that day would come. Kabe habe Sayyidinama Aparade Guchi Hariname Ruchi. Or acharyas have sung songs like that. Oh, of course, oh Lord, must be. And address is to the Lord. Oh, when would that day be mine? Which day? Aparade Guchi Hariname Ruchi. I will not commit offenses anymore. And Hariname Ruchi. I have developed taste for the holy name. And more than the taste is what? Asakti, attachment to the holy name. So we should be aspiring like that, looking forward to those times. Aparada shunya hoya laho Krishna naam. Strongly recommended. You are allowed to, is another way of saying it. You are allowed to chant offenses. How many? 0. Those many offenses you could commit against the holy name. That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Aparada shunya. Shunya means 0. Aparada shunya hoya laho Krishna naam. So those who claim, well, we do say that after recitation of 10 offenses against the holy name, then what do we say? Those who claim to be Vaishnavas, what they have to do? Guard themselves against these 10 offenses. And in order to quickly achieve the desired goal of life, which is Krishna Prem. Hari Hari. So we are, the recommendation also is the attentive chanting. And listen to this, our inattentive chanting is cause of all the offenses that we commit. Hari Hari. So we were giving some tips yesterday also, based on the commentary on or off Mahamantra by Gopal Guru Goswami. So we have to understand more and more those kinds of tips and hints and guidelines, so that we chant the holy name purely. Oh, what kind of kirtan is this? Inquired King Pratap Rudra. Kirtan party from Bengal and Navadvip and Shantipur and Ramkeli and this one and that one, and they all were coming, are pouring into Jagannath Puri in a Kirtan procession. And King Pratap Rudra, he went all the way to the top of his palace, to the roof. And from there he was watching and hearing chanting of these Kirtan parties. And he was so much impressed and delighted to see and hear that Kirtan. He was also, I could say, surprisingly pleased, surprisingly surprised. And he was wondering, and he expressed that wonder. And he was asking, I think Sarvabhauma or someone like him was next to him on the same rooftop. Said, I have heard kirtans before. Same mantra, Mahamantra, kirtan. Also mridanga, kartal, same instruments. So many things, same or similar, but there is some different. Something is different here. This chanting is really attracting my attention, and what kind of kirtan is, what is this kirtan? And then he was told, my dear king, this is called Prema Kirtan. What is the name of this kirtan? This is Prema Kirtan, or kirtan full of prem. Or Kirtan also sung, chanted by premi bhaktas, loving devotees, pure devotees are chanting purely this Kirtan. So this is Prem Kirtan. Hari Hari. So we have to work on our Kirtan or Japa so that it would become what kind of Kirtan? Prem Kirtan. So we are practitioners, of course. So we have to go on practicing and practicing and practicing. And then what happens? Practice makes one perfect. Or practice makes man perfect, they say. What about woman? Man, woman, in this case, anybody, everybody, practitioner of chanting the holy names of the Lord. By practicing and practicing to chant purely, we for sure one day will chant purely. However, the practice has to be there. Harish. So you have to, okay. We also have to hear glories of the holy name more and more. Also, in order to purify ourselves and become free from offenses. More we hear the glories of the holy name, that is also purifying. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoy Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaha Udoy. This is very foundational principle that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has proposed and talked about it. So what is he saying? He says, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem. You already have it. Krishna Prem, you already have it. You are in possession of Krishna Prem. You are well, not the soul, you are a soul. And you have love for the Lord. But now it is covered up and forgotten. So how to revive the dormant love of living entities, love for the Lord, living entities' love for the Lord? The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recommending Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte, by Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. Beginning with Shravan Kirtan, hearing, chanting, Shuddha Chitte, your chitta, consciousness, will be purified. Cheto darpana marjana will take place. The mirror of your consciousness would be cleansed. And then your love will fully manifest. My life. Okay, we have a little more time. I was going to recommend or remind you what different things you could do or read or study or understand in order to improve your chanting or make your chanting attentive chanting, or you could one day do a Prem Kirtan, Prem Japa. Well, there's always degrees, right? Not that Kirtan that we are doing, last night you did, and we do that every day. Kirtan or Japa, it is also Prem Kirtan. The difference is degree of Prem. How much Prem, with how much Prem, with how much love you are chanting. So far, every additional day, our chanting has improved, and it was more Prem Kirtan or more loving Kirtan compared to yesterday's Kirtan, a Kirtan of the past. Then you are doing good, and you will get there bit by bit. But we had to make sure we are making progress. So these 10 offenses, well, beginning with that, 10 offenses are to be not only recited, but also to be remembered. Is that a good idea, to remember them? Remember so that we could commit offense. Or we should remember not to commit offense. So this list of 10 offenses against the holy name, this is one of the very foundational stumbling block. Keeping us behind. Okay, that's one. And I'm not going to be saying things in any order, but I have a small list I'm thinking of presenting to you. You may take note. The Harinam Chintamani book by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is of prime importance for the chanters of the holy name, or especially for those And they should be, all of them should be aspiring to chant purely or more purely. For them, Harinam Chintamani, which specially explains these offenses in great detail. Amongst other glories of the holy name are also there in this Harinam Chintamani. Dialogue between Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and none other than Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur are talking about the holy name, about avoiding offenses. So that scripture, Harinam Chintamani, is of great importance. Then, that should have been the first one. The Sikshastak. Cheto Darpanamarjanam, beginning with that. That is called Sikshastak. Which comes at the Antya Leela, that's a third part of Chaitanya Charitamrita, 20th and the last chapter of CC, Chaitanya Charitamrita, is Sikshastak. I'm just pointing out it is the last chapter. And as I say last chapter, or I purposely said last chapter because I wanted to say that it must be something of great importance, or even essence of Chaitanya Charitamrita is presented in the last chapter. And that is Sikshastak. And it is Gauranga's own composition. Hari Hari. Bhagavad Gita has 700 slokas, and Bhagavatam has 18,000, and Ramayana has 24,000, and Mahabharata has 100,000. So like that, the slokas and verses, and big number in different, or Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, 700. But here, Lord Gauranga has officially given his 8 stanzas. Siksha Ashtak. Siksha means instruction, instructions. 8 instructions. Whose 8 instructions? Of Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ke. Yeah. One who appeared, well, amongst other reasons for his appearance, for sure he appeared to establish Yuga Dharma, Kali Yuga Dharma. And Kali Yuga Dharma is Harinam Sankirtan. Of course, all the pastimes of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dancing, Kirtan pastimes. They also, we have to hear, study. They will inspire us like anything. And Lord himself is acting like Acharya, although he is Krishna himself. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Otherwise also, Krishna is also Jagat Guru. And Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is playing a role of of a guru, acharya, and he's teaching by example. What is he teaching? Chanting and dancing the holy name. These lessons is teaching. So recitation of Hare Krishna. Entire Chaitanya Charitamrita is also strongly recommended for the chanters of the holy name, chanters like us, so that we keep chanting and we keep chanting more and more purely. Well, I still have to talk about those at Astak. So that Mahaprabhu gave these 8 instructions. And this Mahaprabhu used to relish his own composition. To not that, okay, I have written this instruction, now you read, you follow. That wasn't the case. All night long, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would pick up 1 or 2 or all those siksha staks and relish them as he would be doing dialoguing with Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, as he used to talk with Bhai Ramanand and Swarup Damodar, Mahaprabhu has personally given commentary. He wrote, compiled these 8 instructions, Shastak, and he also given a little commentary. That is there in 20th chapter of Ante Leela. That is also very, very helpful. Not very, very helpful. Most helpful. Not good enough to say very, very helpful. That's offense to say only very, very helpful. Hari Hari. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur as well as Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they have given further commentary on the Sikshastak. So this is also study material for us, the chanters of the holy name, chanters who would like to improve their chanting and chant purely. Each day. Madhurya Kadambini of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is yet another scripture. Madhurya Kadambini, I said. This is also Aishwarya Kadambini. I'm talking about Madhurya Kadambini. This is yet another study material. Yeah, in here, Prabhu. Well, I should have, okay. My mind is going to back to Sikshastak. What to do? Went back. And then Pranadapi sunishena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. This instruction is of prime importance. Or we say the translation, and then we say, in such a state of mind, one could chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. To do that, we hate others, we find fault in others. Don't do that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, respect others, not expecting respect for oneself, for himself or herself. So in such a state of mind, whatever is said in this third Shikshastra, then what happens? Kirtaniya sada. Then you would go on and on and on and on. You would be non-stoppable with the Kirtan. Hari Hari. So, okay, back to Madhurya Kadambini. So, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is talking of this progression or evolution, beginning from Ado Shraddha, or we say from Shraddha to Prem. But you can't jump from Shraddha to Prem. You could only go one step at a time, or even baby steps you take. From Shraddha, you go to Sadhu Sang. And I'm not going to give you the whole seminar right now. And then Bhajana Kriya. Well, I'll just say quickly. You have faith, and then with faith faith brings you to the sadhus, devotees. In association of devotees, you learn Bhajana Kriya, the process and practices of Krishna consciousness. You get to know from sadhus, Shastras, Acharyas. And as we do bhajan ourselves, then happens the anartha nivritti. We become free from anarthas. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained the anarthas in great detail. And as one becomes free from anartha, then nishtha, you are fixed up. And then ruchi, and then asakti, attachment, and then bhav, and then prem. Then there is sneha. We stop here with the prem, but there are other levels explained by Rupa Goswami, Prabhupada, in Ujjwal Neelamani, that is. So that's another matter. Sneha and pranay and rag and anurag and bhav and mahabhav and so this Madhurya Kadambini is very useful for the chanters of the holy name. So some of these items come to my mind. Books or list of offenses. Well, there's a lot. Chaitanya's Kirtan Leelas and his Kirtan pastimes. And of course, all this has to be that we had to chant every day. Not that we just go on studying, or we go for Japa retreat, and we do the studies or read some of these books that I talked about, where you get guidance or tips or hints, inspiration. But we had to chant. While chanting, also work on these anarthas, work on these offenses or how to avoid offense. All this homework also has to be done as we go on chanting. The chanting has to be there. So initially, offensive or not offensive, chant. Yeah, one devotee said, "Hey, Prabhu, are you chanting?" No, I stopped chanting. Why? My chanting was very offensive. Is that a good idea? No. That would be the worst offense that you could chant is not chant. The chanting has to go on. And simultaneously work on how to improve your chanting. You have to make chanting offenseless. Okay, so any comments, any questions? In Russia. Russian. Oh, maybe somebody typing question.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my most humble obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnava. Anyone has any questions?
Or even reporting, if they want to do talking like that. Reporting of your world holy name festivities, your individual report from you or your temple or your country. You want to?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Just one question, just a quick report for beginning. Yesterday we did a Gaur Arati and it was a Monday. You know, after weekend, devotees are usually taking rest, but there was a very good mood and very good feeling at night, and around 20 devotees arrived and we did a wonderful Kirtan together. It was a very inspiring experience for me. I hope every day they will come and we can go on after this World Holy Week as well. And I have one question, if you allow to me. It's not really belongs to the chanting, but you mentioned while we are chanting, we should work on our bad habits and purifying our anarthas. But before anarthas, there are a stage bhajana kriya. Can you tell me some sentences about the proper bhajana kriya? Because I heard with proper bhajana kriya, we can go to inside anartha nivritti. And I just want to understand what is how can I create a good foundation? This is my question. No, I'm not here, you Guru Maharaj.
Gurudev is not audible.
Oh.
Hare Krishna.
Now there is sound again. Sorry, I didn't hear you, Guru Maharaj.
Now you're hearing?
Yes, Guru
Now we
Maharaj.
can.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you do not commit offenses during chanting. Oh, you may be just inattentive. That's all. But there's a lot also. Or you are inattentive during chanting because your mind is going to something offensive that you did day before. So, for tomorrow morning chanting or tomorrow chanting, we have to prepare for tomorrow chanting by trying to avoid offenses today. And then chant, and the chanting will also be purifying, or chanting will develop the higher taste for chanting. And then after chanting, when you are not chanting or you are doing different things all day, you have to make an endeavor so that you don't commit offenses against the holy name. That's the offenses against the Vaishnavas, or disobeying the order of the spiritual master. That is one offense, right? Make sure we are following instructions of the spiritual master. or we are not just going on with our business, or and committing sin again. That's another offense. Thinking, oh, I'm going to be chanting. Chanting is purifying. So I could commit a little sin. I'll be going to Kumbh Mela. I'll take a holy dip in Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. So that's also offense, right? So this kind of mentality, or maintaining all sorts of attachments and not leading a simple living, high thinking, instead high living and simple thinking, or simply living. I'm just trying to say how we commit different offenses, all those 10 offenses, or some of them, some day, some others, other day. So all day we have to make sure we are not committing those offenses, so that when we begin chanting Japa or Kirtan, or tomorrow we'll be chanting, tomorrow morning, our chanting becomes attentive. Then, so you are working on these offenses before chanting, after chanting, so that you end up chanting without offenses and chanting with attention. Is that helpful?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, thank you so much for your kind answer. Now I will give Bhagavatam class after this meeting. I will explain for them Gopa Guru Goswami's, commentary about the Holy Name, and I will also share these thoughts with the devotees in this Bhagavatam lecture. Thank you so much. Thank you to give me this, instructions. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Prabhupada Jivan Prabhu. Priyanka Mati.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna to all of devotees. Guru Dev, by your blessings and for your pleasure, we are doing daily Kirtan from here in Swindon, England. It is the birthplace of His Holiness Janananda Swami Maharaj. Recently I heard this. I think only 2 days we do Kirtan here in nearby temple. Here on 4th September, here one Hindu temple is opened, and they allowed us to do Kirtan there. Or I think only 2 days we did it, but now I thinking whole till 23rd we will do it. And yesterday we do another devotee's house, and maybe more than 15 people did the chant, the kids, the ladies, like that. Today I also do, and like that whole week, and it's very successful. And Guru Maharaj, I'm also collecting the money donation for Srimad Bhagavatam. If someone is donate for whole set, it's good, and if someone is not doing it, then we are asking give little amount, 2,000, 1,000, like that, and we collect it together and give needy people who want to read it. Like that we are doing. Give us bless, we do more like this. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, I don't know your name. Hi, Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, is it for Sri Manjari Devi Dasi?
Yes, Prabhu. Ayodhyanath Prabhuji. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dhanava Pranam, Guru Maharaj Dhanava Pranam, please bless me. And all glories to us assembled devotees. And Guru Maharaj, a little report about the one-day Padayatra. Thank you very much. I personally was a little bit awkward with the one-day Padayatra, Maharaj, because we get used with the 3 days Padayatra in Mauritius. So now, by your push, we did the first one-day Padayatra, and it was very marvelous. It was very fruitful, and we get inspired with this one-day Padayatra, Maharaj. And it seemed to us, we started with Nuninachal Jagannath Mandir and the north, and this one-day Padayatra inspired us to do the circumambulation of Mauritius Island. So we have taken note with that. We have already discussed with Dauji Prabhu, Kontia Prabhu, and the other disciples from Padayatra team. We'll move forward this year. We'll start the one-day Padayatra and move forward for the island circumambulation. So it's all by your mercy and push, Maharaj. And I noticed something after you leave Mauritius, that the dormant Padayatra team and the dormant disciples who used to do Padayatra, now there has been a boom and flourishing, Maharaj, by your causeless mercy.
Very good.
Most of the devotees are opting to join the Padayatra team, whichever team it may be. And it is very encouraging. It's all happened by your causeless mercy, Guru Maharaj. Otherwise, before your advent in Mauritius, it was a little bit or not more or less 2 years down as such.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy to hear, and thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Please always for your blessing.
Other countries also could do like what you are doing. One-day Padayatra.
Okay. Is there anyone else? It's good if you'd like to call on anyone.
One and all. Anyone ready? Ready to go? Gaurangi? Oh, yes, some difficulties.
Doesn't know how to manage, unmute herself.
Surya Kanya, we received report yesterday. Thank you for books distributed, Surya Kanya.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Yes. Yesterday, I had to wait for my kids to go to the, they were in a music class. And so I was going around, and the first lady actually, that was not possible because her sister, she was actually saying, no, you should not take that. But then I went a little bit further and I saw a bike coming, and that boy, he took a book and he chanted the holy name. And then just on the opposite side, I saw somebody looking out of the window, so a little bit behind the curtain. So I was going there, and I ring on the bell. And yeah, there was a very nice family. He was from Iraq, I think. And yeah, they took 2 or 3 books, and they chanted also the holy name. And so like that. And on Sunday, we chanted with my son together and another devotee in Radhadesh, a little bit open air Kirtan. So thank you very much, Guru Maharaj, for your inspiration. Hare Krishna. Hare Bo.
Dwarka Dham has any reporting from Peter Marisburg? If you have anything to share with us, you know how to unmute and speak. Okay, who else?
Hemangi Priya Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, we have been chanting more rounds and doing more fortunate people videos. And even this Saturday, Iskcon Nairobi, we have arranged, Harinam Sankirtan from 3 to 5. So after, everyone is after, working hours, then we have arranged on Saturday.
Great. Wonderful.
Okay. Gaurangi Mataji, you want to go take a shot? Oh,
Sharanagati from Sharanagati. Are you there?
okay.
From Samara, Russia.
Yes, yes.
His screen is on.
I think while we get him, Prashanta Gaur Prabhu is ready. Let's go with Prashanta Gaur Prabhu and then we can.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Maharaj, we wanted to give a report that we had two Padayatras team. That one was Aridana Prabhu and then Harihar Prabhu. We had 3 days Padayatra at the side of Conde Maspave, where you stayed at when you came. It was very out of this world. All the devotees were joining us there. We had around 200, 250 per day. And the last day was from Lalmachi to Bonakai temple, like Krishna Balaram temple. It was, and all the kids, they made a small rut also with Gonetai. They were chanting all the long roads, yes, like Rath Yatras. And also we had 12 hours Kirtan in Shishurada Lokanath temple. And many more activities like in the metro, newly we have made in Mauritius. They did Kirtan in the metro. Sundar Chaitanya Maharaj also was present in the metro. So like that, Maharaj, we are still thinking more to do in Mauritius. We want to do more for this World Holy Name Week.
Good. Welcome. Congratulations.
Yes.
Very cool.
Vrindavan
Leela is present. You want to talk?
She is, yeah. I'm also asking her to unmute. Vrindavan Leela Mataji.
Okay, any announcements? You have any?
Gurudev. Okay, so I want to present today's program for the World Holy Name Festival. And for that, I'm just going to share my screen. There we are. This is today's composite poster. As you can see, we start with the Japa retreat today from 6 to 7 p.m. IST with Mahatma Prabhu. I just want to say that listening to Gurudev this morning, I remember Mahatma Prabhu saying something in last year's Japa retreat session. And everything that Gurudev said just reiterates what Mahatma Prabhu said. He says, when you pick up your beads thinking, not that I have to chant but you pick up your thinking, I want and I love to chant my rounds. So if you love to chant your rounds, then you will chant offenselessly. You will get, Gurudev is talking about the Prem Japa. The Prem Japa will be with picking up your beads with love, and with loving to chant. And then, well, Mahatma Prabhu will be back today, so you can join him. Harishauri Prabhu will be presenting our Kirtan Standards seminar, and today Harishauri Prabhu will be talking on chanting the name of Radharani. What did Srila Prabhupada say about chanting the names of Radharani? Okay, there's Mahatma Prabhu again. And then we have so many devotees who participate in the Fortunate People program. Shaktivesh Avatar Prabhu was responsible for the concept of Fortunate People, and he manages Fortunate People. So to understand how it came about, where it was born, how it is managed, and what you can do for Fortunate People, kindly join us from 9 to 9:30 today to listen and hear from Shaktivesh Avatar Prabhu about Fortunate People campaign. So I look forward to seeing you all on the Fortunate People campaign. I look forward to seeing you on the World Holy Name Festival entire program today, especially during Mahatma Prabhu's Japa retreat and Harishauri Prabhu's presentation of Kirtan Standards. Thank you so much for being here today. Same time, same place, tomorrow morning. Vanchakalpatarubhya kripa sindhubhaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.